Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Days sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to another week of short week, albeit, of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping, as we start our Monday edition, that your weekend was an absolutely fabulous one. If not, well, as we are so fond of saying, each and every Monday, right about this time of the day, good Lord willing, you'll still be here when the next one rolls our way, and you'll have the opportunity to try it all over again. We start today's show talking about more good news on the COVID-19 front. For those of you that have been out of the loop, you may well not be aware that drug manufacturer AstraZeneca announcing they now join the ranks of Pfizer and Moderna with a new COVID-19 vaccine. The one from AstraZeneca was developed by Oxford University and will be manufactured by AstraZeneca. According to information released in this regard, the AstraZeneca/Oxford University vaccine is 90% effective in early clinical trials. So far, we have AstraZeneca and Oxford coming out with a 90% effective vaccine, Moderna coming out with a 94.5% effective vaccine, and the folks at Pfizer with their latest update of numbers at 95% effective. Let me say for the record, with all that our country and the world, for that matter, has been through behind COVID-19, I am the last one to not want there to be more vaccines out there. Those that subscribe to that theory, for them, it's great news. I've just got to wonder if I'm the only one that finds it a little suspicious, at the very least, highly suspicious on the other end of the spectrum, that a week and a half after the presidential election, we now have 3 vaccines ready for consumption, distribution, what have you, from 3 different companies. Just a little something to make you go, In an ideal world, all would be well in that regard. But in a week and a half, 3 vaccines, all within a stone's throw of the presidential election. Little something to make you go, If you are an LSU Tiger fan, on a different note, you obviously have become a fan of Joe Burrow in recent memory. Well, yesterday the worst fears came true. A lot of people were wondering if, in fact, the Cincinnati Bengals would be able to protect Joe Burrow. Yesterday, the ugly truth was revealed. His season is now over after suffering a torn ACL. An MRI is scheduled for later today to confirm the diagnosis. But in a tweet after the injury was sustained, Joe Burrow pretty much summed it all up, saying, quote, "Thanks for all the love. Can't get rid of me that easy. See you next year." I don't know if you've ever sustained an injury like that, but if you have, typically you know the minute it happens the severity of it. There are videos all over the internet of the injury happening, and y'all can laugh at me, which if you want. I don't care. I'm getting old now, and that's one of the benefits of getting old. You don't care if people laugh at you or not. I don't look at injuries like that because I've had one. I've had one far worse than that. To this day, I still have not seen, nor will I look at the Joe Theismann injury. I had the misfortune as a 9th grader, if I think all the way back, and yeah, it's been a long time, of being on a motorcycle and being T-boned by another car, and flew over a stop sign. I carry a scar on my right leg about this long that I will have for the rest of my life from snagging my leg on the stop sign as I went over it. And as I'm laying there in the weeds in the immediate aftermath of being hit by this car and knocked off the motorcycle, you know how you lay on your back and you open your eyes and you see 10 toes? I would open my eyes and see 5 toes and a heel. The bone came through the skin on opposite sides of the foot, and the foot was turned 180 degrees around. So I have been there and done that in that regard. So anytime there's an injury like that, I immediately turn my head because I don't want to relive that moment all over again. Joe Burrow has probably worked harder than anybody I can think of to get where he is. And sadly, his season is now over. Being a young man, the likes of what he is, and having the work ethic that he has, I have no doubt that Joe Burrow will return. He'll be bigger and better and badder than he ever was. It is something that is part and parcel of playing in the National Football League, particularly quarterback, and particularly more so for a team like the Cincinnati Bengals. If there's ever a guy that left Tiger Town and has more people pulling for him and sending up prayers than anybody else, Joe Burrow is probably, quote, that guy. On another note, good news note, and actually I don't know if this is something that falls in the category of great news for our furry friends, or if this falls in the category of, now that's just stupid, which comes along later in today's show, by the way. You know how those of us that are dog lovers, how you probably can't count the number of times where you're out on the patio, or in the house for that matter, and you pop the top on the cold one, and old Fido is right there on side of you. For many South Louisianians and many Americans in general, Fido is your drinking buddy. Never tells you, say, bruh, you had too many. Never tells you, don't call your friends over and tell them you just bought that 6-pack or that 12-pack or whatever. Fido is one of the fellows. Well, Busch Beer announced this week that your dog can now crack open a cold one right along with you. Well, sort of. Busch Beer has come out with a dog brew made especially for our furry four-legged friends. They call it a dog beer, but it's not really a dog beer. No alcohol in it. It's made from a special bone broth combined with vegetables, herbs, spices, and of course, water. It's a great alternative, according to Busch, for dogs who struggle to eat solid food. So this way you can be sure that your dog is getting all the nutrients that it needs, whether it's a puppy or an older dog or what have you. So no word yet on when Busch plans to release this. But guys, just in case, you might want to let the missus know ahead of time that when you bring home the doggy beer, that there's no alcohol in it, number one. It's nutritious for our furry four-legged friends, number two. And I've got to imagine that it probably won't be that long before they'll have one for cats, too. You know, we can't discriminate against those that love felines, so there'll probably be a cat beer coming out sometime in the near future, too. We are bearing down on our first break of the hour. And I got to give you the heads up, okay? White people, reach for the remote, because you cannot watch the next segment of the Clarence Bugg Show. I am going to talk specifically to the people of the community of color that looks like I do. And as we all know, black people are not comfortable talking about certain things around white people. So I'm giving you the heads up right now. White people, after we have this commercial break, you have to tune out for the next 12 minutes. Right now, Marty, white people all across Louisiana are on their phone. Man, you better tune into the Clarence Bugg Show. Pull up the Pelican real quick. You about to talk to black people. No, y'all can't watch, all right? Y'all cannot watch. Just a heads up. Let me get this first break out of the way. I had an epiphany of sorts this weekend, and it's amazing how these things all fall in line. And this one goes all the way back to Mardi Gras of last year, culminating with what happened in our city on Friday. First break of the hour, that's next on the Clarence Bugg Show. Stay close.
I owed the the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
I've seen a lot of things during my life, more bad things than good. I've lived in a lot of places, but never a home. I don't think anybody cares about me anymore. And now I'm tired. Signed, Brian, age 11.
Abused and neglected children in East Baton Rouge Parish are in dire need of CASA volunteers. Please call 379-8598 today. Change a life of hurt into a life of hope.
Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on every new 21 Mazda, plus 90 days deferred payments during the season of inspiration at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Back to the Monday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you're just tuning in, first of all, shame on you. Where have you been all morning? Second, if you're white, grab the remote and change the channel and come back for the next segment. I need to talk to my fellow members of the community of color. This past Friday, here in the capital city, there were 5 murders, armed robberies, home invasions. One of the individuals arrested so far for taking part in these 5 murders was a 15-year-old. Where are the marches? Where are the protests? LSU athletes, when is the march? When's the protest scheduled? NAACP, when are we going to march? Black Lives Matter, when are we going to march? If one of the 5 murders just on Friday had involved either a white person or a police officer, there would be marches and protests out the wazoo. We would be ready to shut this city down if one of the 5 murders just on Friday involved either a white person or a police officer. Where's the outrage? Where's the disgust? Where's the protest? Meanwhile, Pope Francis is meeting today with 5 members of the NBA and a handful of other officials from the NBA to discuss their work on social justice issues. This is the biggest joke on the planet. Let me share something with you. This is from one of the most liberal papers out there, USA Today. And this article was published earlier this year. It talks about the myth of law enforcement hunting down and killing black people. I won't read you the entire article. I'll read you the most pertinent part. It reads as follows. The number of unarmed black shooting victims is down 63% from 2015 when the database began. There are about 7,300 black homicide victims a year. The 14 unarmed victims in fatal police shootings comprise only 2% of 1% of that total. So let me get this straight. We are devoting all of this time, energy, and effort, as tragic as they are, for 0.2% of 1% of the homicides in the black community. I had an epiphany this weekend, and we talked about this on the show a couple of months back. And I have to beg your forgiveness because I talked about it, but for some reason, I missed what is arguably as important, if not more important, in the whole discussion. I had a conversation last Mardi Gras day. I'm sitting on a parade route in New Roads, waiting for the parade to start, and I'm talking with a dear friend who's in media. And I forget how the conversation got to this point, but I asked him, where do you see the black community in 100 years? And he listed this and listed that and listed the other. And then he asked me, Clarence, where do you see the black community in 100 years? And before I realized it, it had come up and come out. I said, we won't be here. He was totally, as you might imagine, taken aback. What do you mean we won't be here? Listen to this, if you will. Right now in this country, 40% of young black men ages 15 to 39, the baby-making age, the individuals that repopulate the race of black folks in America. 40% of young black men ages 15 to 39 die from homicide at the hands of other young black men. It occurred to me this weekend, as alarming as that statistic is, 40% of young black men ages 15 to 39 are killed at the hands of other young black men. Now, as ugly as that statistic is, if law enforcement does its job completely, arresting the perpetrators of this crime, that means another 30 to 40% of young black men ages 15 to 39 will spend 20 years to life in the pen. So now we're up to 70 to 80% of young black men ages 15 to 39 either dead or serving 20 to life in prison. Add to that 70 to 80% of the baby makers in the black community, either being dead or imprisoned. Add to that the disproportionate number of black babies that we have allowed the Democrats to convince us it's okay to kill through abortion. Add to that the number of young black men with no education and no interest in getting an education. Add to that the number of young black men ages 15 to 39 hopelessly hooked on drugs. And add to that, finally, the number of young black men leading a, quote, alternative lifestyle. We don't have another 100 years. We would be extremely fortunate to get 50. Y'all might want to make it a point, particularly if you are a younger person, to watch this show as many times as possible. Why? Because at the rate we're going, black folk in this country are going to end up being nothing more than a figment of your imagination in the near future. 40% of those who keep the race going, the baby makers, ages 15 to 39, the leading cause of death is homicide, 40%. If you arrest all of the perpetrators, mostly young black men, ages 15 to 39, if 40% are killed by homicide, conventional wisdom says you're going to arrest 30, 35, in an ideal world, 40%. That's 80% of young black men that are supposed to make the babies to keep this race going. Add to that the disproportionate number of abortions, those with no education and no desire to get one. Add to that those on drugs. Add to that those living an alternative lifestyle. And that picture is not pretty. When the leading medical journal in the United States of America labels black homicide an epidemic and a national disgrace, that should tell you all you need to know. When's the last time a Democrat came to you and asked, I notice y'all got this epidemic in your community of young black men killing other young black men. What can we do to help? Never. Ding, 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 we got a winner. When is the last time a Democrat came to you, black people, and said, you know, I notice y'all abort more of your babies than any other ethnicity. What can we do to help get you out of that mindset? Never. Ding, 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 got a winner. If these numbers don't shake you to your core, there's something wrong with you. You may well be a part of the problem. 5 murders in one day. Who the hell do we think we are? Chicago? In Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Ain't nobody marching, ain't nobody rioting, ain't nobody protesting. It's just business as usual. Only question I have is, when are we going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired? This day in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, there are 5 families that, instead of making preparations for Thanksgiving and for a meal to celebrate, they're planning a funeral. I'll let that sink in. All right, white people, y'all can tune back in. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, now that's just stupid. That's next on the Clarence Bugg Show. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
welcome back to the Monday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Well, I'll save it for the final segment. If you're new to the show, just discovered us, so on and so forth. On Mondays, we feature a segment that is based upon what we have become as Americans in recent memory. And it's like we get tired of a certain level, so we go out of our way. We give it the old college try to raise the bar. The title of the segment, and it's time for it now, is Now That's Just Stupid. Notice it is spelled S-T-O-O-P-I-D, not S-T-U-P-I-D. This is a whole level above stupid. We start today's edition of Now That's Just Stupid with Bette Midler. Bette Midler, for the record, has said some pretty stupid stuff in her lifetime. But now, Bette Midler is claiming that President Donald Trump is going to execute 6 more people that are on death row before the end of his presidency. Why? Well, because 258,000 people dead from coronavirus is not enough to satisfy a sadist like Donald Trump. Quote, "The repulsive, ugly, vindictive nature of the most vomitous elected official in U.S. history, hashtag Donald Trump, continues his scorched earth policy, hashtag undermining Biden. And he'll execute 6 people currently on death row. The sadist in him must be floating on air. 258,000 dead isn't enough." Let's go back, if we will, 2/3 through this statement. Quote, "And he'll execute 6 people currently on death row." I will never claim to be the brightest bulb in the chandelier, but conventional wisdom says to me, if you're on death row, you've been convicted of a most heinous crime, and it was a jury that decided, because of the nature of your crime, you should forfeit your life. You have demonstrated a clear, very, very clear propensity to not be able to live by the laws of a civilized society. But yet, according to Bette Midler, it is the sadist in Donald J. Trump that will carry out the wishes of the people who sat on the jury, heard the evidence, and condemned these folks to die. She also makes the claim 258,000 people dead from COVID-19 must not be enough. So let me get this straight. 258,000 is not enough, but 258,006 is. Yeah. Yep. Now that's just stupid. Of course, it's not the first stupid thing to come out of her mouth, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the last. Meanwhile, most of you baby boomers grew up with an awareness, a lot of you read, particularly females, read Vogue magazine. You probably are well aware that there is a Vogue that targets younger people, and its name is Teen Vogue, as in teenagers. In their latest edition, there is an op-ed piece that's written and posted. For those of you that don't know, op-ed is short for opinion editorial, okay? In an essay posted Friday, gone, in Teen Vogue, it's titled, "America's Values Are White Supremacy and Capitalism." This essay by Teen Vogue columnist Candace Mallet blasts America while calling for a whole wide range of radical motions and criticizing the notion of unity. Quote, "There's no such thing as a united America. The U.S. is rooted in divisiveness, was founded through the genocide of indigenous people, and flourished through the enslavement of Africans. At its core, America's values are white supremacy and capitalism. That is true no matter who's been in office." She goes on to say, "Americans have never been united and have been kept apart and pitted one against another." She also points out in this op-ed piece that Joe Biden is the, quote, "lesser of two evils, far too moderate to make this country what it should be." So let me get this right. We have elected a black man in this country as the leader of the free world. Joe Biden has a black female as the number 2 in his administration. We have black governors, congresspersons, school board presidents, members, chiefs of police, black folks owning their own businesses. We have done away with slavery. We have integrated the public school system. But apparently, none of that matters. At the end of the day, America is all about white supremacy and capitalism. Class, say it with me. Now that's just stupid. Finally, Harrison Ford, Raiders of the Lost Ark star, and any other number of movies, also a climate alarmist. Harrison Ford, like so many other celebrities, has been preaching to us about the evils of climate change. As a matter of fact, he published a piece not so very long ago, an interview with Time magazine, where he said, quote, "The climate crisis is real. The weight of scientific evidence is overwhelming. But evidence can be ignored. It can be manipulated. Leaders who choose to make climate change a divisive issue do it to protect the entrenched economic interests who profit from behavior that destroys our planet. It's selfish. It's short-sighted. It needs to stop. This S word is going to kill us." So Friday, when Harrison Ford was spotted getting off of his private jet that he flew to Boston to pick up his son from college to fly him back home for Thanksgiving after he put his son on his private plane and flew him to Boston to attend college. It's estimated private jets are 20 times more. They spew 20 times more pollution than commercial airliners. So you put your son on your private plane, flew him to college. For the Thanksgiving break, you fly your private jet back to Boston to pick him up and return him home. And unless they go all virtual, you probably will put your son back on your private jet and fly him back to Boston when the Thanksgiving break is over. One set of rules for the elite, another set of rules for us peasants. Only this time, somebody said, isn't that Harrison Ford getting off that private jet? Yeah, he flies in all the time, flies his son to school, flies him back, and they got pictures. But you're going to preach to us about the evils of climate change and what we should no longer do, while you do the exact opposite. Now that's just stupid. Just when you thought we couldn't take it to another level, along comes Harrison Ford, Teen Vogue, and Bette Midler. There you go. Final break of today's show. We'll bang it out, come back, put that big old pretty bow on it, and wrap up the Monday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. Here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing, 5 days a week here on the Pelican, the Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bud Show. The entire HBCU community, and for white people that still don't know, that's the acronym for Historically Black Colleges and Universities, HBCU. The entire HBCU community and the Southern University family is mourning today after the passing of former Southern Chancellor Roosevelt Steptoe, dying this past Friday at the age of 86. His tenure at Southern University ran for 7 years from 1975 to 1982. Reading from WBRZ's website, something I did not know, Roosevelt Steptoe was a Mississippi native, started his career at Southern, his alma mater, in 1967, served as the Director of Economic and Transportation Research, and later became the Director of Economics Research Projects and a Professor of Economics, ending his career at Southern in 1985. He then served as Vice President for Academic Affairs at Alabama State University, another HBCU, and also served as an assistant professor of economics at Florida A&M University and at Alabama A&M University in Huntsville. Truly a man that dedicated his entire professional life to the cause of HBCUs. And we send out nothing but our best wishes and, of course, our sincere condolences to the family of Roosevelt Steptoe, Southern alum and an HBCU supporter, imparting wisdom and knowledge for many, many years. He will sorely be missed. Dying, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, at the age of 86. Finally, I'm watching Pluto TV this week, and I guess it's my fault for being an analytical person. I'm one of those that I don't just take at face value what the media, social media, and particularly commercials give to me. Have you seen this commercial for Amazon? It features a black woman, and the commercial starts with her on camera saying, typically, black children don't get access to quality STEM in their education. Science, technology, engineering, math, the acronym STEM. Black kids typically don't get access to high quality STEM. She then goes on to say, as a member of Amazon, I'm working for this, I'm trying to encourage that. And then at the end, she says, I'm working for all students. Well, first of all, I don't know if you could say all students, because the whole premise that you start with is black kids. So let's focus on that. If the problem is black kids don't get access to quality STEM education, why is that? Well, that's because the school system is failing them. That's obvious, Clarence. Okay. Who is the school system that's failing black students? Well, that's the government. It's the people that we elect, okay? Who do black folks elect? Democrats? Okay, so if black kids don't get access to quality STEM education, the problem is the school system, which is the government, which is the people we elect. And all we elect are Democrats. Maybe, just maybe, and this is, you know, me trying to be a thinking person, maybe we ought to stop electing Democrats. Black kids don't have access to quality STEM. Problem is, the school system is failing them. The school system is the government, the people we elect. And we elect Democrats. It's been a long time, y'all, since I've been in an educational setting, classroom. And I know there's Common Core, there's the new math, there's all this newfangled stuff. I get it. But 1 and 1 is still 2, y'all. Maybe at the end of the day, instead of relying on Amazon to fix the problem, maybe the problem can be fixed, and maybe the problem wouldn't even start if you gave more concerted energy, effort, research into who you're voting for before you go in the voting booth. Of course, that's going to require some work. And at the end of the day, some of us would still rather have a grievance than a job. To have a grievance, all you got to do is this. It's their fault, that fault, that fault. To have a job, you got to get off of this right here and do some work. Of course, that's probably why some people would rather have a grievance than a job. Time to go. But this day, maybe more than any other, I give it to you. You're right. America, we're not perfect. But doggone it, for my money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you. And I hope you know that I do too. Then again, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves and each other. See you tomorrow. God bless.